Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I wanted to give a quick tutorial on planting sweet potatoes. Now, it's way too early, it's February, but I happen to have some sweet potatoes that started to grow on my counter, and my very logical husband was like, he threw them in the compost pile. I came back from out of town and I was like, where are my sweet potatoes? And I had to dig them out of the compost pile, which gave me the idea that it's time for me to actually get these put into some soil instead of letting them grow out on my counter. So I just thought I would give you this kind of quick update in case you find yourself in a situation where you have potatoes, regular potatoes or sweet potatoes, starting to sprout inside in your cabinets or cupboards or on your counter like me. That's a good sign that it's time to get them planted. Now, ordinarily, I would have eaten these, but I've been saving them because this is a tuber of my beloved Treasure Island sweet potato. And I always want to make sure I have backups just in case I can't find them at stores. So I've been saving these to plant so that I can propagate them this spring and hopefully be able to offer them for sale at the spring open garden. Now, as you can imagine, the planting process is ridiculously easy. It barely needs a video really to explain this, but I figured since I'm doing it, I would just share with you all the funny little things that I've got going on as I scramble in between trips for professional symposiums. So basically, I actually have a bunch of sweet potatoes. I think I have about maybe 8 or 9 tubers. They're all the same variety. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in this big square pot that has lots of drainage holes. And I'm gonna fill this up with soil cube and get these planted at about that height. And then I'm gonna just stash them over on my brick patio, which is very warm. And then anytime we have temperature fluctuations where we get near freezing, they're gonna go into the heated shed because sweet potatoes are frost tender. So it's really important that at this stage in the season, like I said, we're in mid-February, they're not ready to be planted in the ground. The ground is way too cold. I'm just doing them in these pots because otherwise I think they will decline if I don't get them planted into some soil. All right, so I am using the new product from Soil Cube called Veggie Mix, and I am completely obsessed with this compost. I've loved Soil Cube and never had any fault with it, but honestly, the addition of hydrofiber and ground aged pine bark and activated charcoal just makes this like a super product. As you can see, I mean, it's just beautiful black cake mix. It's, oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. I am so grateful that Soil Cube exists, and I apologize for people who live outside of the shipping range. I know it's really frustrating to hear me talk about it all the time, but you know, for the Southeast, we have really poor soils. All of our organic matter washes away in the winter. So this is a product that we really, really need for growing in the ground, but it's also really useful for growing in pots. So you see this tuber is really advanced. These other ones aren't growing as much, but I'm gonna go ahead and stash all of these in this pot because once it's warm, like in probably May or June, I'll go ahead and unpot these and I'll get them planted in the ground. Now, I did eat quite a few of these just in case you're wondering, but I purposely sort of stopped eating the sweet potatoes because I really wanted to have backups just in case I can't find them. And I know for any of you who know, I find a variety I get really kind of emotionally attached to, and that I get really frustrated when I can't locate it. So this is just my way of preventing that sort of emotional roller coaster. Now I have one that is a purple variety. I'm gonna go ahead and stash it in here too, just because no need to pot it separately. And now I'm going to just, again, top fill with some more of this glorious veggie mix. And basically the sweet potato foliage will just pop right out through. But for the one that's really actively growing so much, I'll just go ahead and Make sure it's already poking out so it can photosynthesize. And well, it's ridiculously simple. That's it. That's all I gotta do. Now I'm gonna stash it in a warm spot. Well, as you can see, I have got that big pot of sweet potatoes placed right here on my brick, very sunny back patio. And I've got easy access to a hose to keep it watered, and my heated shed is right behind me. So when, or if, more like when, temperatures do decide to drop and be more seasonally appropriate, I'll be able to pop this into that heated shed to protect the tender foliage. Well, be sure to subscribe so that you will stay in the loop for regular updates, and I hope that you all will be inspired to grow some sweet potatoes this year. Thanks so much for watching.